it gotta be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only winning basketball and football. It don't win in boxing.
I'm the #1 contender to fight Tank, so either you gotta wait on the back burner or let's get the fight going. But we're still waiting to see what Tank doing, and then I think we're lining that with his body fight up, hopefully, because y'all know I want to get him up out the way.
Tank is the fight. That's why I'm calling it out now. It's mandatory. We hold 2 WBA belts, but we don't want Tank to run the 140 now. We want to fight Tank because he's the best right now.
Gervonta Davis has finally broken his silence after Floyd Schofield publicly called him out, and now all the attention has shifted back to one of boxing's most dangerous and talked about names.
You gotta stay on your P's and Q's with Tank for the whole 12 rounds. That is, to me, the biggest test for Floyd. He got to keep his mind in the game for 12 rounds.
But that's a talk for a different time. I ain't trying to get to that point.
Yeah, it would be a personal one there. Yeah, man.
I'm going to make sure.
I would love for that fight. Y'all talk about it.
The boxing world has been waiting for Tank's response, and now that it has arrived, the conversation around this potential matchup has reached a whole new level of intensity. Floyd Schofield Sr. made it absolutely clear that Team Schofield wants Gervonta Davis as their next opponent, framing Tank as the ultimate test for his son. He explained that this is not because they believe it would be an easy fight, but precisely because Tank is viewed as one of the most dangerous and feared names in all of boxing. From Schofield Sr.'s perspective, they believe Floyd Jr. possesses the pressure, toughness, and stylistic attributes to cause Tank serious problems inside the ring.
There's a difference when you go in there and break somebody's nose or their jaw when you're fighting. Boxers that be with great amateurs are usually not saying they market it very well. Because they come out, they get big budgeted, and they market it. The people like us that had to throw fights ourselves, for build our own stadium, do all of that, it's a difference. We gonna come out and break your rib. We know your body is...
He also made it sound like they have no interest in quietly building their career or waiting around for safer fights. They want the biggest challenge available, and Tank is the fight they are actively calling for. At the same time, Schofield Sr. also took shots at Shakur Stevenson, suggesting that Floyd would bring a different kind of pressure and turn that type of matchup into a real, competitive fight. Schofield Sr. pushed his confidence even further, sounding completely sure that his son's aggressive style could make things extremely difficult for Tank because of the relentless pressure, physicality, and mean attitude he believes Kid Austin would bring into the ring. In his mind, Tank would not simply be dealing with a young fighter trying to survive, he would be dealing with someone coming to make the fight uncomfortable every single second.
Don't mean nothing. Kid got dropped before that fight. Kid got dropped in sparring. Kid got dropped in the amateurs, and every time he got dropped, he got up and...
He brought Shakur into the conversation again, making it clear that Floyd would not allow Shakur to simply sit back and box at his own comfortable pace. The message from Team Schofield was unmistakably clear. They want smoke with the biggest names in the sport, and they genuinely believe Kid Austin has the style and mentality to shock the world if he gets the opportunity. Then Gervonta Davis finally responded to the callouts from Team Schofield, and his message was direct and harsh. He texted Floyd Sr. saying, "You're going to get your son's head knocked off, you old F." That response immediately shifted the entire tone of the conversation. For weeks, Floyd Sr. had been claiming that Tank does not want the fight and that his son has the style, confidence, and pressure to trouble him. But now, Tank is answering back as if he is ready to settle everything inside the ring. This makes the matchup even more intriguing because Team Schofield has been asking for the opportunity, and now Tank is putting the pressure right back on them. If both sides are genuinely serious, this could quickly go from online talk to a real fight. But the exchange did not end there. Tank also texted Floyd Jr. directly, warning him as he said, "And when I'm done with him, I'm going to spit in your face, you fat F." Floyd Sr. also clapped back at fans who believed Gervonta Davis would easily knock out Kid Austin, making it clear that people are underrating his son's experience simply because he is young. According to him, Floyd has been around boxing since childhood, competing since the age of 8 and building a deep amateur background long before fans started paying attention. So when people say Tank has too much experience, Floyd Sr. refuses to accept that argument.
8 years old, he got over 300 amateur fights. And what do you mean experience? All he know is boxing. He didn't go play football or go to school. He didn't even go to school. So experience, they don't got more experience than him, or they wouldn't have called him in to help them get ready for their championship fights. People don't call a person less than them to get them ready for a championship fight. So come on, use your head here. But right now you're talking about nothing because you don't know him. You're wasting.
In his eyes, his son has lived boxing his entire life, and elite fighters would not call him in for serious sparring work if he were not operating at a high level. His message was simple: fans may not know Floyd yet, but Team Schofield believes he is much more prepared than people think of. Floyd Schofield Jr. also made it clear that he is not trying to waste energy arguing with fans online. While people keep saying Gervonta Davis would knock him out, Floyd said his focus remains on training, recovery, and living like a true fighter. He explained that he is always in the gym working on his craft, and after training, his priority is getting his body right again. That reveals a different side of him. Instead of trying to win every internet debate, Floyd sounds like he wants his work inside the ring to speak for itself. For him, going back and forth with fans who have already made up their minds only brings unnecessary stress. So while the
With ignorant people who, no matter what I say, they're still gonna be set on their opinions that I'm gonna lose the fight, or so-called. So why am I gonna waste my time? Like, not for you, Mills. Of course, I'm gonna give y'all the interviews because y'all doing y'all.
We understand.
I'm not gonna go back and forth with people online because I don't gain nothing from that besides stress.
outside noise continues to grow, he is trying to stay focused on the gym and the moment that could come next. Floyd Sr. then took the confidence to another level by stating that Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson are not real threats to his son. From his side, Team Schofield believes Floyd has already been built for those kinds of fights through years of preparation. He spoke like a father who feels he raised a fighter from the ground up and prepared him for this elite level through years of sacrifice, training, and discipline. In his eyes, people are not just watching a young fighter talk big, they are watching the result of a long boxing life that started early and was shaped through hard work. That is why he sounds so sure when he talks about Tank and Shakur.
Tank and Shakur and them ain't no threat for us. We got them ready for their fight. No, he sound like I raised a good son. You probably not doing that with yours, and you would know that. Because I raised that. Hold up, young man, you're talking that. That's rule number one. So apparently your father didn't teach you that. That's talking while I'm talking. That's what I raised as a parent by myself since 2. From homeless. So hold up, young man. So understand greatness. Like I said, you understand greatness when you're speaking to it. That's what I raised from homeless. So if you can say, oh, he talked like a great man, I did a great fucking job. So, like I said, you're with.
Truly believes Floyd is not just ready for top names, but actually built to beat them. Schofield Sr. did not stop there. He also doubled down on the idea that Gervonta Davis does not truly want the fight with Kid Austin. He said he has been telling people from the beginning that Tank was never going to step into the ring with his son, and now fans are simply watching it play out. From his side, Tank already had time to fight Floyd when he was his mandatory challenger, but the fight still did not happen. He also brought up past comments where he claims Tank admitted he would not fight Kid when Floyd was only 17 years old. To him, that proves this is not about timing or business. He believes Tank understands the danger. Floyd Sr. also pushed back on the idea that Tank Davis is bigger than the sport or can simply do whatever he wants. When a fan brought up the argument that Tank has enough star power to avoid certain fights, he rejected that completely.
I told y'all from day one, Tank ain't never gonna fight Kid. Y'all just watching it play out. Y'all the ones, they the ones who believe this. Tank didn't fight us for a year. He avoided us as his mandatory. Y'all think now he's all of a sudden gonna wanna get in the ring with Kid? He said it out of his own mouth. I would never get in the ring with that kid when Kid was 17 years old. So it's like people want to force this man into a fight he don't want. He don't want the fight. He never gonna want the fight with Kid. I mean, it is what it is. Some fighters.
In his eyes, no fighter is bigger than boxing, no matter how popular they are or how much money they bring in. He said that if Tank is mandated to fight Floyd and still does not take the fight, then the system should hold him accountable. Floyd Sr. believes champions come and go, and boxing always moves on to the next name. So from his side, Tank may be a star right now, but that does not mean he should be allowed to avoid his responsibilities as a champion. Floyd Schofield Jr. then tried to shift the tone with a more respectful message directed at Tank. He tweeted, "We love you, Gervonta, and we are just having fun with the marketing for the fight. Either way, we have to fight for that world title. Thank you for the opportunity. Let's put on a great fight for the fans."
One of your fans says, Tank, bigger than y'all program. He do whatever he wants to do. You believe that? He can do whatever he want to do. They want to mandate him to fight us, and they want to be stripping him. So that's bogus. Nobody is bigger than boxing. They replace these champions left and right. We only have 10 to 12 years on that throne before they replace them. So nobody bigger than boxing in the pro.
This is both of our legacies in real time. That tweet changed the feeling after all the back and forth between Team Schofield and Gervonta Davis. Floyd made it clear that the trash talk is part of building the fight, not real hatred. But at the same time, he reminded everyone that this is still serious business because a world title opportunity is on the line. He is showing respect to Tank, but he is also making it clear that he wants to fight and understands how big it could be for both of their careers. Boxing Kingdom then tweeted that negotiations are reportedly progressing for WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis to face mandatory challenger Floyd Schofield Jr., with both sides still having until June 22 to reach a deal before purse bids are ordered. That update made the Tank Davis vs. Floyd Schofield Jr. situation feel much more serious and real. After all the callouts, interviews, and pressure from Team Schofield, it now sounds like the fight is actually moving through the business stage.
This fight I think will be good for Tank. Because even both Tank need a tune-up, Floyd need a tune-up. The whole goal in boxing is to fight the best. And Tank is the best. I don't care what nobody say. I know we the underdog. But how do you challenge yourself? My son will challenge himself.
I agree, but it's not up to me and you. I hopefully, whoever's in charge, they can make it happen, you know, or whatever it takes. But like, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. It's a real good fight.
Well, right now, Oscar and them claim they talking to PBC that they're in negotiations for that fight. Tank is coming back, so these guys better be ready. They better be ready.
So we have a tweet, you know, with Tank saying he will get his little ass. I have none of those twitches that Tevin has. I'll beat the out of
Floyd is the mandatory challenger, so if both sides cannot agree on terms by the deadline, purse bids could be ordered. That puts pressure on everyone involved. Tank is the champion and the bigger star, but Schofield's side believes this is their chance to force the opportunity and prove they belong at the top. At this stage, the fight is no longer just about who talks louder, it is about whether the business side can match the energy that has already been built. Gervonta Davis's coach Kenny Ellis, along with Floyd Sr. and Kid Austin, all spoke about the possibility of Floyd fighting Tank Davis in a recent interview. That discussion made the matchup feel even more real because both sides are now talking openly about what could happen next and what each fighter brings to the table. The interview provided insight into the mindset of both camps. Team Schofield believes Floyd has earned the opportunity as the mandatory challenger, and they are confident he can give Tank a serious and competitive fight. Floyd Sr. has been very vocal, saying his son is not afraid of the moment and has been built for this level through years of dedication.
The thing is, my son, win, lose, or draw, it don't stop his career. It only made sure that he made the bag so his family is secure, so the rest is just the icing on the cake. Our goal is to make sure our young man is straight. He will make millions for this fight. His kids is okay now. The house paid for. Now go have fun, whatever happened in boxing. So people can think what they want. Nobody capping. We're number one. You're supposed to challenge the champ. Win, lose, or draw. You lose, you go back down, you build back up as a boxer. That's what makes you great.
It's been a year for Schofield already?
Yeah, last June. It's about to be a year, and Tank is a year and a half. They both each other tune up, no matter how it looks. And my son, I've been saying he's the greatest of all time. When do we get a chance to prove it or go after it? This is a huge risk for my son. What happened if my son
You're
wins?
going against the king.
Right. What happened if he wins? What happened if God forbid he stopped Tank? How is his life the next day? So with this journey of life, you got one life. Have fun, risk, have fun, go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You lose? Nobody expected you to win. So, you know, it's a win-win for my son no matter what. Just getting in the ring is a win-win for him.
Just to be in the ring with Tank is a good experience for him, you know?
For real. He will learn from whatever Tank teach him in that ring. he will carry that on throughout.
Kenny Ellis represents the Tank side, where they know Gervonta is the champion, the bigger name, and one of the most dangerous punchers in boxing. That is precisely what makes this matchup so interesting. One side sees a rising challenger ready to shock the world, while the other side has a proven champion who has already shown he can end fights with one devastating shot. With
on paper, it should get made. The WBA, I believe, ordered that fight. I was talking to Tom Brown here, and he's gonna obviously send in his proposal to Eric Gomez. We're gonna, study it. We're gonna dissect it, and obviously, if it makes sense, it makes sense, and we make the fight. But look, it's all about making sure that the fighter gets what they want, and we as promoters, PBC and Golden Boy, we just want to make sure that we do not have any differences whatsoever in order to make this fight happen. So will it happen? I believe so. Only if the fight...
Negotiations reportedly moving forward, this interview only adds more heat to a fight that fans are now watching closely. Oscar De La Hoya also spoke on whether Gervonta Davis versus Floyd Schofield Jr. will actually get made, and he sounded optimistic about the prospects. He explained that on paper, the fight should happen because the WBA has ordered it, and Golden Boy is now waiting to review the proposal from PBC. Oscar made it clear that the business still has to make sense for everyone involved, especially the fighters, but he believes the fight can happen if both sides truly want it and are willing to work together to get it done. Oscar also pushed back on the idea that it may be too soon for Schofield to take on a fighter of Tank's caliber. In his view, Floyd is in a great position because he is always in the gym, constantly improving, and getting stronger with each training camp.
I think Floyd Schofield is in a great position. He doesn't leave the gym. He's probably the hardest worker in boxing today in the gym. He's just growing, he's getting stronger, he's getting faster, he's getting better, and he's still a baby. So his man strength is coming forward now. And so look, if that fight happens, which hopefully it can happen, I would say third quarter of this year, hey, I think it'll be a great fight. And don't count out Floyd Schofield, because I mean, he has everything to win, and
sees this as a major opportunity for Schofield because he has everything to gain and absolutely nothing to lose, and that kind of mindset can make a young challenger extremely dangerous. If the Tank fight gets finalized, Floyd would be walking into the biggest moment of his career with the chance to change everything and transform his legacy overnight. Bernie Boxer also reacted to the WBA mandating Gervonta Davis versus Floyd Schofield Jr. And he did not hold back when talking about Team Schofield's confidence. Bernie said Floyd Sr. has been talking a lot, but in his view, some of that talk sounds unrealistic and disconnected from reality. He pointed out that Schofield's side has called for big fights before, but when certain opportunities came around, things did not always play out the way they were presented. Bernie's analysis added a dose of skepticism to the ongoing conversation.
I've been hearing Schofield talk a lot, man, and he's just out of his mind. The kid, I like the kid, but I mean, this guy he's talking real delusional. I mean, he's talking real delusional for a guy that called for the fight for Shakur forever, and then when he got to the fight, he backed out the fight. It's just like Richard Hitchens, he was doing all that talking and then he get to the fight and he don't fight. I mean, you give him a lot of play. Nobody else give him play, Neil. You give him a lot of play. So they going up, from your platform, but I mean, the stuff you be saying is just ridiculous. If I'm Tank, you know what I'm saying? Schofield got a little following, so let's pull his bluff. Let's call it and fight him if I'm Tank, but, boy just be talking way too much. He don't be doing nothing. He just doing too much talking. And he talking like his son is like, I mean, he got that one-round knockout of Tevin Farmer. That's good, but, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. He's. I mean, he got a lot to back it up.
I like
to
the Schofield, man. I like the Schofield benign. Yeah. I mean, you know what? Wait, take that back. Because a lot of time has been going on with Tank. And Tank, I don't know when Tank's going. I don't know. We don't know if Tank training. If Tank been just quiet and training this whole time. But one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna believe in my southpaw brother right there. I ain't gonna front. My little bro. And listen, bro, David, I play with that left hand. That shit is dangerous. I ain't even gonna play with it. So I don't know.
Yeah. A lot of people are waiting for Tank to come back. Like I get a lot of DMs about it. Like people ask me like if I know what's going on.
I think he'd be doing the 3-4 in the morning training with the team. Nobody gets to watch him. You know.
From Bernie's side, if Tank Davis is listening to all this chatter, he might as well call their bluff and take the fight. He believes Schofield has some attention around his name right now, but he also feels Floyd still has a lot to prove before talking like he is ready to beat someone like Tank. So for Bernie, this matchup is interesting, but the pressure is really on Floyd Schofield Jr. to back up all the noise he and his team have been making. If he gets the fight, the talking will not matter anymore. He will have to prove it under the bright lights when it truly counts. Zab Judah also gave his reaction to Floyd Schofield putting pressure on Gervonta Davis for the fight, and he looked at it from both sides with his characteristic honesty. At first, he said he respects the Schofields and likes what they bring to the conversation. But when Tank's name came up, Zab made it clear that he still believes in Gervonta. He pointed out that nobody really knows what Tank is doing behind the scenes because Tank has been quiet and could be training privately the entire time. Zab also reminded people that Tank's left hand is extremely dangerous and that is not something any fighter can play with. So while Schofield is calling for the fight and trying to force the opportunity, Zab still sees Tank as a serious threat who can change everything with one well-placed shot.